You want me to write the dulse and the bugle weed?
Yeah, but tonight we're gonna have a it's gonna be a wonderful presentation tonight on thyroid troubles. We're gonna talk about Hashimoto disease. We're gonna talk about grave disease, and we're gonna talk about hyper and hypothyroidism. Waiting for the cameraman to come and bless us, you know. See the things that God put on the earth for us to use, all them herbs, all different kind of herbs. The herbs shall be for the healing of the nation. Yeah, yeah. Press that love button. Heart, parasites, weight loss. They have herb for everything, an endocrine system right here. You know what I mean? You go to a lot of the health food stores and they sell single plants, but they don't sell formulas. And that's the big difference in ambrosia. You know, ambrosia sell formulas, you know what I'm saying? You know? So single herb and formulas. Blow.
I'm just going to put the bugle weed here. And
Yeah.
the dulse.
You have them? Wonderful, brother. We're going to teach our people because I know there's a lot of women have suffering with troubles in the thyroid gland. And we had a gentleman who had a big goiter, and in 3 weeks, he shrink the goiter down, you know, to nothing. So you don't have to lose your thyroid gland. You know what I mean? You can save your thyroid. I want you to know how what the thyroid do and how it functions. And again, we're going to talk about the digestive health. You know what I mean? Yeah, wonderful. Yeah. The cameraman is on hand. Shanti, blessed love.
Love.
Give thanks and praises to the Most High Jehovah God. To Him be glory and praise forever and ever. Amen. All right, there's no other but Him. Amen. Blessed. All right. The reason why we want to do this program is because we find out a lot of people have suffering from thyroid troubles. My sister was suffering from thyroid cancer, a lot of nodules. And a lot of the times the medical system will give you iodine radiation or radioactive iodine, they call it, in the medical system. That didn't fix my sister, so we had to go the natural way. Over 8 years, she's still alive, right? She might have other troubles because her eating habits are not that good, but she don't have trouble in the thyroid again. All right, they used to give her Synthroid. All right, we're going to tell you what Synthroid do. Or what you call levothyroxine. I think it's the same job, all right? But you have to know what is happening with the thyroid gland. And sometimes, I want to mention, while talking to Dr. Sebastian Peters, I think he's the most open-minded doctor in the oncologist. I ask lots of questions. And sometimes I ask Dr. Peters, can the troubles in the thyroid gland come from another part of the body? Yeah. So if the troubles is coming from other parts of the body, why do the regular doctors only concentrate on the thyroid gland? And he said to me, that is what they have to learn. They have to learn that when one gland is giving you troubles, does not mean that the trouble is coming from that particular gland. Sometimes the trouble is coming from another gland that is causing that gland to malfunction, because all the glands, or what we call the endocrine glands, they all work together in sync. And all the glands also need nutrients. Nutrients coming from where? From assimilating and absorbing from the digestive system. So if there is, just common sense now, if there is a malfunction of the digestive system, there's going to be a malfunction of the endocrine glands, because the endocrine system depends on the digestive system for sustenance. This is a common sense thing. But because lots of doctors are not nutritionally oriented, they seem to say this here have nothing to do with the thyroid gland. Come over here, Shanti. Daddy, you have to move, Daddy. I want you to look at the board right here. The average doctor said to you that no part of the body, when you have trouble in the thyroid, have to do with the thyroid gland. He don't look at digestive health because he was not taught in medical school how to deal with nutrition. You understand? You get that board again so the computer don't shut off. Right? Wonderful. Now I want you to look right over here. Now this appendix or the gland is an external gland, and it drops its contents in the large bowel, the colon. The appendix does. And then you have the tonsils. Come up here. You see the thymus gland, nasal, mammary gland. Come right over here, Shanti. Thyroid gland. Now the tonsils also is a gland of excretion, and the tonsils dump hot waste in the throat. You know what I mean? Or what do you call it? Excretion in the throat. While the appendix send hers in your intestines. You see, so that there are external and internal glands. Don't forget, we have to learn these things so nobody can fool you now. So if you have troubles in the sewage system, it is just common sense. Wherever or whatever part of the sewage system correspond to that gland or that organ, there you are going to have your troubles. You see, so you don't have to have trouble starting from the thyroid gland, but you can have trouble starting someplace else that cause the thyroid gland to malfunction. We have that to understand, right? Wonderful. Let's come over here now. Let's go. Let's go a little better. Wonderful. Can everybody see properly? Because we don't want anybody to say they can't see anything and people complain about they can't see or they can't hear. All right? Is everybody seeing properly? Charles Robert, welcome to the program. Camille McLean, welcome. You know, Atia Clark, welcome. Wonderful, wonderful. Mr. Fraser, you're seeing properly, wonderful. So we're going to deal with thyroid troubles today. Because once you have troubles in the thyroid gland, they always want you to remove your thyroid. Because as I said before, that a doctor or a surgeon is a great man. But a surgeon is a great man, but all he knows to do is to pull off your thyroid gland, take out your gallbladder, cut a piece of your liver, take out one of your kidney, give you a heart transplant. And I'm not saying that these things are not necessary at times. They are if your thyroid become dead or become, not usable, or your organs are real messed up. Yes. But the first thing they try to do is to remove them glands. Because they don't know or were not taught in medical school how to repair these glands. So they can never have a cure or learn how to repair your endocrine system. All right? Dr. Sebastian Peters, he always tell me that a lot of these doctors do not know how to take care of the endocrine glands. They know nothing about it. And even some of the doctors who are trained too in this area are ignorant of the fact because they don't go and do research. They don't go back and refresh their minds. You know what I mean? So I learn, and I'm going to teach you all. Now you have the pineal, you have the hypothalamus, you have the pituitary, you have the thyroid, butterfly, you have the thymus, you have the pancreas, and you have the adrenals. All right? Now, they all work together. Just like you have your liver, your kidney, your heart, your large intestines, your small intestines work together. All the endocrine glands work together. If you have troubles in one of the glands, this one right here, you're going to have troubles in the pituitary. And if you do have troubles in the pituitary gland, you are going to have troubles in the thyroid gland. Because they feed off each other. And I said before, they produce hormones. Now, we're going to concentrate today on this one here. Come over here. The thyroid gland. Butterfly. Now, there are different troubles in the thyroid gland. And we're going to talk today mostly about Hashimoto disease or Graves' disease. Because these two conditions can be repaired. They say there's no cure for them now. Because the medical system tells you there's no cure for nothing. But if the body have a mechanism to heal itself, if given the right nutrition, then automatically your body's supposed to repair troubles in your thyroid gland. All right? Now, we're going to concentrate a little bit more on lymphocytes and antibodies. Because when you have troubles in the thyroid and you have certain conditions, hypo, Graves, Hashimoto disease, lymphocytes, immune cells, antibodies that goes into your thyroid and damage the gland or cause the gland to produce too much hormones. See, they know that, but they don't know how to stop the lymphocytes or the antibodies from getting into your thyroid and damaging the thyroid gland. So they give it all these names: Graves' disease, Hashimoto disease, blah, blah, blah. All these names they give them, but it's just one cause: your antibodies from the lymphocytes, your immune system. Now, if your immune system supposed to be lymphocytes, if your immune system, common sense, I'm a common sense person. If your immune system supposed to be a protector of you and a healer of you, why this same lymphocyte, which is supposed to protect your thyroid gland, why is he sending all the antibodies in your thyroid to attack your thyroid gland? That means something is wrong. That means you have an imbalance in your system that is causing your lymphocytes to get into the thyroid gland and damage your thyroid gland. So in order for you now to fix your thyroid, you're going to have to go back to the lymphocytes and balance them back. Right? So we're talking about the endocrine system. Let's talk about troubles in the thyroid gland. Troubles in the thyroid gland, you have hyperthyroidism and you have hypothyroidism. Hyper and hypo. This one, metabolize too fast, make you lose weight. Symptoms, palpitation of the heart. You can get high blood pressure from both of them. You have bulgy eyes. You lose a lot of weight, and you get trouble in the endocrine, in the adrenal glands too. From hyper. Hypo is the opposite. Hypo, you eat lots of food, but you don't lose the weight. Hyper, you eat lots of food, but you lose the weight. Hypo, you eat less food, but you gain weight. One make you gain, one make you lost. One make you lose. How come? One make you lose and one make you gain. That means something is wrong in your thyroid gland, or something is wrong in your digestive system, or something in your digestive system is not working properly, causing your endocrine glands to malfunction, affecting other glands. Common sense. All right? So this is two troubles that they look for in your thyroid gland. Let's look at diseases now of the thyroid. Hashimoto disease, thyroid cancer, Graves' disease, and nodules and goiters. Now, you can have a goiter from hyperthyroidism, or you can have a goiter from hypothyroidism. They both can give you a goiter, swelling of the neck. You understand? So, goiters can come from both hypo and hypothyroidism. Let's go. Wonderful. So those are the few diseases of the thyroid gland. Hashimoto disease, thyroid cancer, Graves' disease, nodules, and goiter. Now the doctor will look to do a biopsy to see the nodules are cancerous. If they keep on growing, they could affect your thorax and your voice box and cause you to have hoarseness and other complications in the throat. All right? Now, symptoms of Graves' disease. When you have Graves' disease, you get a goiter, you get anxiety, you have menstrual troubles as a woman, because the thyroid gland deals with a woman's menstruation, loss of weight. And if you have Graves' disease, you can also get troubles in your heart because of the excessive amount of hormones that the thyroid releases. And that's why they say that grave disease can kill you. You know what I mean? Because grave disease make you lose a lot of weight till you die eventually. So grave disease can kill you. And that's why a lot of doctors don't know how to fix it. So they give you some drugs and they make you take it for life, or they remove the thyroid gland. Because they don't know how. Because they say there's no cure. Right? All right, wonderful. Causes of grave disease. When your immune system is overactive or your immune system is not in balance, your immune system will make antibodies that cause your thyroid gland to make an excessive amount of thyroid hormones, what we call thyroxine, that the body needs, causing hyperthyroidism, grave disease. Grave disease. The immune system or lymphocytes make antibodies that cause the thyroid gland to make an excessive amount of thyroid hormones than the body needs. When that happens, it pushes your thyroid gland into overdrive and you become hyperthyroidism or hyperactive in terms of the thyroid gland. Hashimoto disease also deals with the immune system too. The immune system attacks the thyroid gland, just like lupus, scleroderma, sarcoidosis, muscular dystrophy, myasthenia gravis, multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis. They all are what the medical system called autoimmune diseases, whereby your immune system take an organ or a gland as a foreign invader. Why that happens? Because your body is too acidic on a cellular level. So Hashimoto disease is when the immune system now attacks your thyroid gland, causing what? Irritation, which can cause inflammation, and which cause the thyroid to leak, which can result in the excessive amount of thyroid hormones, thyroxine that is, causing hypothyroidism. Now, with Hashimoto disease, long-term damage to the thyroid because of the excessive amount of hormones that the leakage causes from the thyroid gland, your thyroid gland will produce no hormones, causing the patient now to become underactive. So if you have Hashimoto disease and the leakage of the hormones become overwhelming, whereby the gland can't produce no more hormones, automatically you leave from being hyperactive to underactive thyroid gland. You follow? So they have to explain these things to people because they doesn't explain these things to you all. And the first thing they want to do is remove your thyroid gland because they know how to fix it. You know what I mean? So, grave disease is when your immune system produces too much antibodies from the lymphocytes. And that can cause the thyroid gland to make excessive amount of thyroid hormones that the body needs, causing you, the patient, to be hyperactive. And once you're hyperactive, you're going to lose weight, you're going to have bulgy eye, you're going to get anxiety, you're going to get all kinds of troubles in your heart because everything is moving too quick. You're metabolizing too fast. Whereby the Hashimoto disease is when your immune system will attack the thyroid gland, causing irritation, which causes inflammation, and leakage, which results in excessive amount of thyroid hormones, causing hypothyroidism long term. Now, if the leakage can't stop and the too much hormones is being released and the thyroid becomes so lazy now because it can't produce no more hormones again, long term, that damage that was done by the leakage of the hormones of the gland will produce no hormones now, causing your thyroid to go dead and becoming underactive. And that's when they give you Synthroid or levothyroxine. Because now the thyroid gland is so messed up because they leak out all your hormones now. It can't produce no more hormones. So it's gone. So it goes straight from hyper to hypo, and all of a sudden now you have to take levothyroxine for the rest of your life. If the thyroid is dead, if you can't fix it. Right? Treatment. When you have an overactive thyroid. Look at the plants, which are mark it down for me. Bogleweed, mother's wort. This is for overactive. Don't forget, overactive and underactive, two different parts of the thyroid gland. Overactive and underactive. Overactive is you are producing too much thyroxine. Underactive, you're producing little bit of thyroxine. Bogleweed, mother's wort act as thyroxine inhibitors. Lemon balm act as a thyroxine inhibitor. Hawthorn works on the heart. Linden flower is an adaptogen. Cassandra berry works on the adrenal gland to prevent anxiety. Chase tree works on the pituitary gland to feed the thyroid gland, TSH. Cruciferous vegetables should be used because they are what we call thyroxine inhibitors. If you're hyper, not hypo now. If you're hyperthyroidism, you have to avoid all sources of iodine, like the seaweeds, sea moss, dulse, bladderwrack, kelp, watercress, iodine supplements, milk, and cheese, if you're hyper. These should be avoided because now you are producing too much thyroxine. And these foods have iodine, which we need to make thyroxine. So these are contraindicated if you're hyper. Seaweeds like dulse, bladderwrack, kelp, sea moss, watercress, iodine supplements, milk, and cheese. Now, if you're hyper and you want to use additional plants to help to normalize the function of the gland, you can use self-heal, wonderful herb for thyroid troubles too, holy basil, which you can find in health food stores, peppermint, and thyme. There are also additional plants that you can use, what we call assisting plants, to help to normalize the function of a hyperactive thyroid gland. If you're hyperactive, don't forget now, mark it down. You also move too fast. Treatment for an overactive thyroid gland. Bogleweed will stop the palpitation of the heart. Because once you hyper, your heart going to beat fast. Mother's wort is a thyroxine inhibitor. Lemon balm is a thyroxine inhibitor. Hawthorn is for the heart, because usually when you have a hyperthyroidism, it affects your heart. Linden flower, adaptogens. Cassandra berry, adaptogens, work on the adrenal glands because we're working on all the glands. Chase tree, working on the pituitary gland. And you must use the vegetables that act as thyroxine inhibitors. Brussels sprouts, cabbages, kale. They act as thyroxine inhibitors. But if you're hypothyroidism, you can't use the vegetables here. You have to learn what to use so you can get better. Not just take Synthroid and all these drugs they give you for all these troubles in your thyroid gland. Treatment for an underactive thyroid gland. Now we're going to use the seaweeds. Now we're going to use the dulse. Now we're going to use the sumas. Now we're going to use the sea moss and the kelp, the bladderwrack, the tyrosine, the zinc, and the ginkgo and the collinsonia to help circulation to the bloodstream, because you carry the hormones in your blood and your lymph system too. That's where you carry your hormones. When your hormones leave your glands, it goes into your blood and your lymph system too. That's where the hormones goes. You see? So all these here are for what? An underactive thyroid. So if you're not producing thyroxine and you need iodine in order for you to produce thyroxine, these are the seaweeds that God put in the sea for us to use, because they have lots of iodine, and you need iodine in order for you to make thyroxine. But they give you levothyroxine or Synthroid. You know what I mean? When you have everything from the earth that God put on the earth for us to use, and the sea for us to use, to make us use the same seaweeds that have iodine to make the thyroid make its thyroxine. It's natural thyroxine, not the man-made one. The levothyroxine is man-made. The dulse and the suma and the sea moss and the kelp and the bladderwrack is God made that. So anything that God make is good for you. Anything that man make can be good for you. Some, a car is good for you because you drive in a car, right? Or in a plane. They make that, but that's good too. But they could crash in it. There you go. All right? So all these are when you have an underactive thyroid. But once you have an underactive thyroid gland now, you have to work on your liver. You have to work on your liver for your thyroxine 3, T3, and thyroxine 4, T4. Because the T3 and the T4 is usually important if you are having or if you have good liver health. Because your liver also helps to manufacture your T4 and your T3. So once you are underactive, you have to use herbs for the liver. And that's where we go to watercress. That's where we go to barberry. That's where we go to dandelion root. That's where we go to milk thistle. These are the herbs you have to work on your liver to normalize the function of the liver. And then you will see a big difference, right? All right. Now, Graves' disease and Hashimoto disease. Balancing back immunity. Balancing back the immune system. And don't forget that once you have this one over here, come a little closer, and you have this one over here, you have to go to the thymus gland. You have to go to the lymphatic system. You have to go to the spleen and the bone marrow. Because these diseases here, Graves' disease and Hashimoto disease, they are dealing with your immune system. And you could get Raynaud's disease where you have cold hands and cold feet if you have trouble in the thyroid too. And that's where the herb for circulation comes in. Ginkgo, horse chestnut, lycium fruit, collinsonia, cinnamon. These are the plants you have to use if you have Raynaud's disease coming from any one of these diseases over here. But they don't teach you them things. Mushrooms, a balancing of the immune system. Turmeric, Rehmannia, licorice, ashwagandha, zinc, B-complex, cordyceps. These are the herbs that go in and deal with the irritation that is causing you to have your inflammation. These are the herbs that work on your spleen. These are the herbs that work on the adrenals. These are the supplements that work on the thymus gland. And these are the herbs that help to balance back your immune system. Balance it back from Graves' disease. Balance it back. Because if you have your immune system going in and causing damage to the gland, it's telling you that something is wrong with your immune system. It's not working properly. It's common sense. So you have to go back and balance it back. And the beautiful thing about mushrooms is these herbs right here, over here. Come a little closer, Chanti. These herbs act as what we call amphoterics. If the immune system is overzealous, it balances back. If the immune system is too suppressed, it balances back. You know what I mean? So you have to balance back your immune system to fix these two right here. This one and this one over here. You know what I mean? And you have to change your diet. Your diet. Now, in order for you to fix any one of these troubles, any one of these troubles in the thyroid gland, in the endocrine glands, you have to go back and balance the function of your digestive system. Otherwise, you will never fix no disease. You will never fix Hashimoto disease. You will never fix Graves' disease. You will never fix hypothyroidism. And you'll never fix nodules or thyroid cancer. You have to go back to the digestive system and you have to balance back the digestive system. In order for this part of the earth system, called Wall Street, in order for this part of the system to normalize or assimilate and absorb, to feed the glands nutrients that the gland needs, you must go there. Come over here, Shanti. See me sweating, right? It's sweating, right? Fire! You're hot, humidity. Yeah. Now, lots of women lost their thyroid gland to Hashimoto disease. Lots of women lost their thyroid gland to Graves' disease, or they have some kind of medication. You know what I mean? So, if you can look at your diet and you have to change the composition of what you put inside your stomach, your intestines, and you can increase absorption and elimination. You're going to feed your glands nutrients, because all them glands need nutrients to function. Yeah, come over here again. Yeah, come on to the top. I just explained to you thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, right lung, left lung, hypothalamus. Hypothalamus feed pituitary. Pituitary, if it don't get a signal, the right signal from the hypothalamus, the pituitary will malfunction. He can never feed the thyroid. He can never feed a woman's ovaries. You see, the pituitary, if it don't get the right signal or message from the hypothalamus gland, he cannot feed your pancreas. He cannot feed your adrenals. He cannot feed your kidney. See them here? Can't feed them. Because all these here, kidney, adrenals, pancreas, thyroid, ovaries, depends on the pituitary. So if there is a malfunction of the pituitary gland, because there is an imbalance of the hypothalamus gland, and the pituitary gland can't receive the right message from the hypothalamus, it's just common sense going to tell anybody that you're going to have troubles in your thyroid gland long term, because the messages are lost. They're not going the right place. Messengers, hormones they produce, all the glands, and the hormones must be sent into the bloodstream and the lymph system. So the lymphatic system is very important when you're going to fix your thyroid gland. You must go to herbs for the lymphatic system too, because once you release them hormones in the blood, hormones goes, blood picks up, lymphic picks it up, the messengers, and send it to the way it's supposed to go into the receptors. If there is troubles in the blood and there's troubles in the lymphatic system, which is part of the immune system, which holds your lymphocytes. Your lymphocytes will produce too much antibodies, become overactive, overzealous, and send it straight into your thyroid gland, and you will get troubles in there, because these are not working properly. This one and this one right over here, they ain't working well. Once you have imbalance here, you're going to have imbalance there. Once you have imbalance there, you're going to have it right here, and even the organs to the liver and the kidney and the ovaries. Dig it. So, come over here. See seaweeds? God put seaweeds. Seaweeds. Bladderwrack. Bladderwrack have the most iodine in all the seaweeds. Kelp have a lot of it too. But you see bladderwrack, this one right there? Don't forget, look it up, bladderwrack. Bladderwrack have more iodine than any seaweed. Dulse and sumac can't even touch this plant here. Have lots of it. Sea moss have a lot of it too, but not as much as bladderwrack. And kelp have a lot of it too, but not as much as bladderwrack. And dulse. So when you are underactive, you must use the seaweeds. And the underactive gland have more symptoms that's negative than the overactive gland. With the underactive gland, you can't get pregnant, you're lazy, you can't get up in the morning, you know what I mean, because the gland is all messed up. So it makes you all lazy, constipated. You can't have no babies as a woman because you're underactive. So once you don't have energy, we have to work on the adrenals, because the adrenals is the one that gives you energy and balance back your stress. And in order for the adrenals to work well, you must go to your digestive system. Yeah? So these are the herbs if you're underactive. If you're overactive, these herbs here are contraindicated. You can't use them. If you are underactive, you can't use cauliflower, you can't use kale, you can't use Brussels sprouts, you can't use none of the cruciferous vegetables. You can't use them. You know, some people say, well, man make them, but at the end of the day, they have a lot of thyroxine. They are thyroxine inhibitors. You know, these are the herbs you have to use if you're underactive. And if you're underactive, you cannot use no cruciferous vegetables. You can't use mother's wort. You can't use bogleweed. You cannot use you can't use horton. You can't use lemon balm, because these herbs are thyroxine inhibitors, whereby you want to make your thyroxine with your iodine. So if you're underactive, you can't use the herbs for an overactive thyroid gland. They are contraindicated. Learn about plants, how they work. so nobody can tie you all up. Okay, wonderful. Now, once you have an overactive thyroid gland, these are the herbs you have to come to. I want you to mark them down now. Mark the plants down. Chase tree for the pituitary gland to normalize the function of the pituitary so that the pituitary can receive the right messages from the hypothalamus to normalize your LH and FSH. And the pituitary in the anterior part of the gland and the posterior part of the gland could normalize the function of the pancreas in terms of insulin and your adrenal glands and your thyroid gland. You have to have chase tree. You can't just use one set of plants. You have to use plant for all the glands, all of them, right? Second one is watercress, and that is for underactive. So if you are overactive and you're going to put chase tree, any herbalist give you watercress, they're crazy. They're not supposed to give you watercress because watercress is only for when you have an underactive thyroid gland. You understand? Hawthorn or Schisandra berry, sorry. Schisandra berry, usually when you have grave disease and you get anxiety or you have troubles in the heart as a woman or you have trouble with pregnancy or menses, we put in Schisandra berry there for the glands to prevent anxiety or to treat the anxiety if the gland is overactive. All right? It normalizes the function of the adrenal glands with another herb called ashwagandha. Look at right here. Ashwagandha. Another herb called licorice. And another herb called oat straw. See them here? Together. These are for the glands. These are for the glands. They normalize the function of the adrenal glands. If the person have grave disease and the person is suffering from anxiety, we use these herbs for the glands while we go in and normalize the function of the immune system so your immune system don't produce lots of antibodies to go into the thyroid and damage the thyroid, causing your thyroid gland to leak the hormones out with Hashimoto disease. Hawthorn, leaf and flower. We know for a fact that once you have hyperthyroidism, you get palpitation. And once you get palpitation, we have to stop the palpitation of the heart because too much palpitation could cause the heart to malfunction too. So God put herbs again on the earth to that. Hawthorn, leaf and flower. Bogleweed. If you are hypo, you have to mix all these herbs together. Mother's wort. You have to use these herbs together. Lemon balm. And you have to use linden flower. And you have to use this herb called lemon balm. All these herbs should be mixed together because people keep on saying, I don't have to use the plants. All these herbs here, chase tree, don't forget the names, Schisandra berry, ashwagandha, licorice. Now, licorice is an interesting plant. Although this plant works on the lung, and it also works on the adrenals as what we call an adaptogen, if you use this plant alone, it can make you retain sodium, causing your pressure to rise. Yeah? But when you mix it with other plants, that don't happen. So the licorice, you have the hawthorn, you have the mother's wort, you have the lemon, you have the linden flower, and the lemon balm. All of them together. And you mix them in one bag and shake it up in one bag. And you take 1 teaspoon to 1 cup of hot water and you cover it for 5 minutes and strain it and drink 3 cups per day with some supplements or some foods that act as thyroxine inhibitors. No cheese, no milk if you hyper. No cheese, no milk if you hyper. No coffee if you hyper either. But when you have, so this is hyper, this is hypo. Don't forget. This is balancing back the immune system now. This here. If you have a goiter on the neck, yeah? If you have a goiter, so you have a swelling of the neck, because you can have a hyperactive thyroid and get a goiter, and you can have a hypoactive thyroid and get a goiter, swelling of the neck. We can use plants for the lymphatic system, burdock, red root, echinacea. If the person have grave disease, echinacea should be out. If the person have Hashimoto disease, don't use the echinacea. You can use red clover. You can use cleavers, violet leaves. and they will help to, because they help the vessels to flow, to move well. While you are using this plant for the lymphatic system, because the lymphatic system controls all here, all there too. You're going to take golden seal powder. You're going to take myrrh powder. You're going to take a small amount of turmeric powder. So each ounce of the golden seal and each ounce of the myrrh, you're going to put a 1/4 ounce of the golden seal, of the turmeric, 1 ounce myrrh, 1 ounce golden seal, and a 1/4 ounce of turmeric. You're going to take some myrrh oil, and you're going to take some coconut oil, and you're going to mix these powders in the coconut oil, and you're going to take 10 drops of the myrrh oil and drop it in the mixture, and you make it as a paste and rub your neck 3 times per day, twice per day, 4 times per day. In 3 weeks to a month, you're going to see the goiter start shrinking naturally once you're working on your liver and once you're working on your lymphatic system, right? If you have Hashimoto disease, that's where you got to go. Look at them right here. You have to balance back your immune system, because your immune system is too overactive. You have to balance it back. Immune balance. 7 precious mushrooms. Immune adapted to the body. You balance back because you are in balance. So if you are in balance, you must balance back. You have to balance back. You can't just can't go and just take a drug to suppress your immune system. If it's overactive, you have to learn how to balance it back. And because you did not know how to balance it back, because they didn't teach you all nothing, how you gonna balance it back? You can't. Impossible. Thyroid support, the B complex, very significant for the thyroid gland, especially B6. You understand? And the thymus gland too. Nutrients, magnesium, chaga, cordyceps, B12, balance back. BALANC, balance back. Tell them, brother, balance back.
Balance back.
Tell them again, bro.
Balance back.
Balance back the immune system. Balance it back. So if you balance back your immune system, how you can't fix grave disease? How you gonna tell me there's no cure? You know what I mean? Let one of them doctors come on my page. And let me ask the doctor a question, if you're there. I know you all be watching too. How come you all telling people that there's no cure for autoimmune diseases when you all said, and you're all giving them drugs and you don't know the cause? So if you don't know the cause, how are you going to fix something if you can't find the cause of it? Unknown causes. Come on. So if you don't know the cause of a problem, how are you going to fix it? If your dashboard light comes on and it says engine, right, uncle? Mm-hmm. Your light comes on your dashboard, it says engine. You see that light comes on. You take that vehicle to a mechanic. The mechanic say, you know what? I can't find the cause of your light coming on your dashboard, so I'm going to cut the wire that made the light come on. He cut the wire for the light, but he didn't find the cause of your light coming on your dashboard. You see what I'm saying? So you didn't fix your troubles. You're going to soon have the same troubles. The only difference is your light wouldn't come on your dashboard again because you cut the wire. It's common sense. So if you tell me, look at him here. You tell me that the lymphocytes from the immune system creating all these antibodies, and the antibodies which not supposed to harm your glands and your organs, they go in to your thyroid and start to shoot at it. Make it leak all the hormones out. You become overactive. So all you have to do, Mr. Your medical system man, is to normalize the function of your immune system, causing your lymphocytes to be balanced. And once your lymphocytes are balanced, they would not produce an excessive amount of antibodies to go into your thyroid and damage your thyroid gland. It's common sense. So God put herbs on the earth to balance back your immune system. The reason why you, the person who have grave disease and Hashimoto disease, you only know because you're only dependent on one system. There were other systems. We don't want to fight on the medical system because they are important. Any one of us could go in there. I could go from injury. Shanti could go. So I don't want to fight on the medical system because they have their place. But you cannot tell me when something is wrong in my body. You're going to tell me that you want to pull it out, take out my thyroid gland, take out my gallbladder, take out the breast, take out your appendix, take out your tonsils, because you don't know or did not know or was not taught in medical school how to repair it. So you have to relearn. You have to revolutionize your system, your mind, to learn these things. You know what I mean? And when you learn that the body that Jehovah God gave us, the body that Jehovah God gave us, have a mechanism to heal itself. The same body that you don't give Jehovah praise for, have a mechanism to fight and kill anything for us. The same body that you say that he didn't make and say there's no God, you understand? That same body have a mechanism to balance back and fix grave disease and fix Hashimoto disease and fix your hypothyroid and fix your nodules, remove them if the body's imbalanced. But because people do not go back to the digestive system, you don't go there. You must go there, because anything in any part of the body, lymph system, thyroid gland, pituitary, heart, kidney, lung, liver, they all come from the digestive system. They all start there. So you have to modify the function of the earth system so that your earth system, which is your digestive system, cannot pollute the glands, causing the glands to malfunction. You know what I mean? That's common sense. So if you don't modify your digestive system and you don't have your digestive system working in balance to normalize the function of the endocrine system, your endocrine system must malfunction. If you, as the individual, do not use the foods to normalize the function of the cells, yeah? And you keep on using all these apple cider vinegar, the distilled one that is, apple cider vinegar, distilled apple cider vinegar will damage your red blood cells, causing you to get anemia because it has excessive amount of acetic acid. Whereby the natural apple cider vinegar from the mother, from apples, will, with the acetic acid, normalize the alkaline function of the body. Once the body's functioning in the alkaline system, no acidic now, no acidity, your cells can never ever go and attack your organs, can't attack your glands, can't happen because they're imbalanced. But because you are eating so bad and you were taught to eat the wrong food at the wrong time of the day, you put your glands and you put your organs at risk of harming you, and you put your immune system, which is your Air Force, your Marines, and your police officers, and all of them together is your protector. You put them at risk of harming you and killing you long term. Bottom line. All right, before we go, we just had another brother from DC, a stunning rap artist, Mick, got shot yesterday, or the day before, and he lost a piece of his liver. He lost a piece of his pancreas, and one of his kidneys gone. And I'm saying to our people, and I want to concentrate on our people in the hood. We have to learn that we say Black Lives Matters. Yeah, Black lives do matter. All life matter to me. But how you won't tell me that Black Lives Matter when somebody else from another persuasion kill your child? Huh? Why the Black life don't matters when we are killing each other in the hood, in our own neighborhood? Why our life don't matters? Why the Black life don't matters when a young brother is shot by another brother? You know what I mean? All because of jealousy. As you know, external rapper had a show tonight. He's in the hospital now. He's what? On life support. You know what I mean? We have to remove jealousy and envy from our community. That's what they want us to. That's how they want us to live. They want us to live in jealousy, man. So when you kill another brother, huh? You think his life don't matter? Huh? Why you go in and say, when we killed by somebody else, our life matters? All life matters. When your country, America, go into Iraq and these countries and bomb these women and children, doesn't their life matters too? Their life matters too. All life matters. But because our people, I want to say black people, but our people, our African Israelite people, we were taught to hate ourselves. And we were taught and put into a community to kill ourselves. And we are making them see that we are doing exactly what they want. You understand? I come and I preach love. I preach understanding. I preach long suffering. You know what I mean? I preach no jealousy and envy and hate. I preach no hate, no envy, no jealousy. Because all of us have the potential to acclaim what the Most High gave us to acclaim in His own image. You know what I mean? But we are killing each other in the neighborhood. And we don't say black life matters when we killing each other. But soon as somebody else kill us, we want to talk about black life matters. No. Young 22 years old. 22 years old, man. Shot by a brother. Because why? Because he's getting too big. You have to pick up your brother when you're up there. You're going up, let us bring you up. Learn that, black people. Learn that. Stop dealing with your Willie Lynch syndrome, man. Cut off Willie Lynch. Learn about him. Read about him. See what he did to us. To have us thinking the way we think. And doing the things we do to each other, man. You know what I mean? Huh? Who killed Malcolm? Who killed Steve Biko? Who killed Patrice Lumumba? Who boxed down Patrice Lumumba on the bus? On the truck? When they locked him up as the Prime Minister of the Congo. Who beat him up? Huh? The same brothers who he was the Prime Minister of. But who is the instigator? Huh? Belgium. All these big countries. But they put us to kill each other. Huh? Who killed us? Who killed Thomas Sankara? Who killed him? Who chopped up his body and buried it and burned it? His best friend who grew up with him in the neighborhood. Who killed Thomas Sankara? Or John Sankara? Who killed him? Us. You know what I mean? Us. We're killing each other, man. You know what I mean? We're killing each other. So it's time for us to stop the hate, the self-hate to each other and start to learn what Malcolm X taught us. Start to learn what Patrice Lumumba taught us. Start to learn what Marcus Garvey taught us and Paul Bogle, all of them. Start to learn what Bob Marley came and taught us. You know what I mean? Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None of us, only us could free our mind from mental slavery. We produce or we consume $20 billion per year. We black people. $20 billion per year you generate. How come you don't own nothing? You don't own nothing in your community. You don't own no buildings. You know what I'm saying? You're letting all the so-called Jewish people come and buy your building out and then throw you out. Gentrification. You know what I mean? When you gonna learn? When you gonna learn to buy your own stuff? When you gonna learn to support your own people so we could live in our community and build it up? We have to learn these things. Otherwise, I'm gonna tell you what will happen to you all eventually. Otherwise, you know what will happen? The man gonna come in. He gonna run you out of town. You gonna come into Grenada, Trinidad, Jamaica, the small line man, and he gonna take all what you have because he know that you don't have no unity. And then when he take what you have, he himself after 10 years gonna become a prime minister of your country, and he gonna put you in a gas chamber. You understand? Because you own nothing. You support him and he don't support you. You come in your neighborhood, he create all the stores. He create all your stores. You buy from him. But you go and open a roti place in Chinatown. You think you could go and open a place in Chinatown? They ain't buying from you. They don't eat your foods. Learn these things. You know what I mean? So, we're here till Wednesday. We're leaving on Thursday morning to Grenada, and we're going to have more presentations. Next week, when we get back to Grenada, we're going to have a lot of more presentations because we have some cancer patients coming into Grenada. And we want to say that you can prevent grave disease, Hashimoto disease, cancer, if you eat the right food and keep cleaning your system up, because the food is messed up. The chain food is messed up. The air is messed up. The air we breathe, the food we eat, the water we drink is messed up. So you must clean. Keep cleaning. And once you keep cleaning and you keep balancing back, you're going to have good health. And you're going to prevent thyroid troubles, grave disease, Hashimoto disease, thyroid disease, and also thyroid cancer. Blessed love, and don't forget to give all the glory to the Most High Jehovah God. Give thanks. Have a nice weekend now. Yeah, man. Right, Papi? Uncle? Who killed Malcolm? Who killed John Sankara? Who killed Malcolm X? Who killing us? We're killing ourselves, man. Gotta stop the killing, man. We're killing ourselves, brothers and sisters.
Look up here, Paul.
We're killing ourselves, man. That's my sidekick right there. Shante is a man who's taking care of everybody, man. We want to give Shante a lot of love, because push the love button for Shante, because if it wasn't for Shante, a lot of people's stuff will be backed up. This brother here is doing a great job. You want to thank him, and I understand. I give God bless him and his family. Blessed love, yeah? All right. Shante. Don't forget the number for Ambrosia. The number for Ambrosia is enough love for Shante. Push the love button. You know the number for Ambrosia is 718-469-0985. The number for consultation is 1473-421-9604. Ask for Christy, and Christy will organize a consultation for you. And we have to build up ourselves and put our money together so we could help our brothers and our sisters. So don't come and say, well, boy, this thing too expensive, blah, 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 because we are trying to do things to help our people. We cannot help people unless we have a foundation. We learn that, black people, we have to have a foundation to help others. All right, so don't complain. Give thanks.